All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakal. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And the sincere Shalom to all the Akim out here that's doing and pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. I was just meditating on the scriptures, you know, and I was thinking, you know, throughout the week, even at camp, you know, about when Yahawashi returns, you know, that Esau is going to try to fight Yahawashi when he returns, you know, and I was just wondering, like, why would you randomly try to shoot, you know, a man out of the sky out of nowhere, you know? Why would you just try to, harm him? Of course, they got videos of, people trying to shoot down the chariots, and I would just be wondering, like, why are you trying to do that? Why are you trying to harm something that isn't, I have no idea why they're trying to do it. Don't get me the they say don't get me the line, you know. But pretty much what I was thinking was that when Yahawashi returns, the same way how Pharaoh tried to go after the Israelites when they seen them leaving, okay, out of Egypt, because America is Egypt again, okay. That's the same way that Esau is going to try to fight against Yahawashi when they see the elect coming back, you know. I mean, when they see Yahawashi coming back, Esau is going to try to fight Yahawashi when they see the elect getting beamed up, you know. And the scriptures say that, even in the fact that the Lord just going to put the spirit on them to be the devil that they are anyway, to fight them anyway, you know. Which they know that this fight is about to come. Hey, they got Trump got this the Space Force, you know. Who are they trying to fight? Okay. Um Revelation 8:11 and 12, and it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Okay? So, as the elect is getting beamed up out of Babylon, their enemies are going to see them. Okay? The enemies of the elect is going to see them. Okay? Now, I could be wrong in, Esau's motives, I don't know what the heck they go. I know that at the end of the day that there's going to be a fight, between Yahawashi, and it says Michael the archangel and the other angels, they're going to be fighting against Esau. Okay? Since I said that, and we get it. Okay? It says there was a war in heaven. Yeah, Revelation 12 and 7, and it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Okay? It says, and the dragon fought and his angels. Okay, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Okay, and the dragon, is Esau's power structure, man. You know, the so-called white man's power structure. Okay, um, right there where it says, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Okay, the scripture says, let me see, Isaiah 14:13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, which that's the Israelites. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north. Okay, so Esau, they have satellites. Okay, um, Esau believes in his heart of hearts, okay, in his mind, that he is God. Okay, Ezekiel 28:2, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God. Right? That's why they're going to be trying to, mass microchip everybody, and that could be one of the reasons, they doing all this chipping and all that stuff, you know, and that their plan is going to fail, you know, because the elect ain't going to take that chip, you know. It says, in the midst of the seas, it says, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart is the heart of God, you know. So Esau, he got a God complex, man. And they believe uh that they're God, and that uh they don't understand. Well, they do know that Yahawashi is gonna come back. That's why they preparing, but they don't understand, um this truth, you know. They don't understand, what's really going on. Okay? Um So yeah, I'm gonna go from there to the book of Exodus 14:12. Um, it says, "And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall onto them on their right hand and on their left." It says, and the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And you're like wondering, why did Pharaoh go into the sea to try to follow after, the Israelites. After they seen this magnificent work, the waters were spread open, and then they still went in to try to follow after them. The same way, why would Esau try to fight against some technology that you don't even have? Esau don't have no technology, not that I know of, that they're able to, beam people up, up out of a place. You know, last time I checked, I didn't hear of or see anything like that. Okay, especially the power that the chariots have, you know. But yeah, it says that the Egyptians, right, which America is the modern day Egyptians, okay, it says that they pursued them, and I have to say this too, because most of these people that are here in America, you know, they're gonna be scrambling because of the missiles that are gonna be set off here too, man. You know, they're gonna be scrambling, you know, and as it is written, America is gonna be turned into a desert. Okay, it's gonna be turned into a freaking desert. Esau's power structure is going down. Okay, that's the end of it. Okay, so it says, and it came to pass that in the morning, watch, the Lord looked onto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. And they took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily. It says, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fights for them against the Egyptians. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out your hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. It says, and Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. Okay, and you know, this time the Lord is going to overthrow, you know, Esau in the skies also. You know, that's why I said that their place was no longer found. Okay, um, so I'm gonna go from there. Okay, and I'm gonna start at the first verse, Isaiah 31:1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." Right? You got people that, you know, when their society, you know, crashes and they start trying to, you know, like I said, mass microchip people. Okay, those people who go to you know, Babylon for help, you know, during those times, are the stupidest people. Why? It says because they are many. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Okay? So, you know, they a lot of people, you know, will feel protected from Esau. You know, they're gonna try to make it seem like they have everything under control. It's called order ab chaos. Okay? Order out of chaos. Okay? Really, they're the ones who's creating the problems. Okay? But they're gonna also be the ones who say that this is the solution. Okay? It says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil. It says, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now, the Egyptians are men, and not God, and their horses flesh, and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. Okay? Now, this in the NLT version, okay, it says, for these Egyptians are mere humans, not God. It says, their horses are puny flesh, not mighty spirits. Okay, and then, you know, it's talking about the, you know, vehicles. Okay, it says, when the Lord raises his fist against them, right, those who help will stumble, and those being helped will fall. They all will fall down and die together. Okay, it's the KJV version. It says, "For thus have the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof." Okay, and hey, right here, he's gonna break it down. It says, "But this is what the Lord has told me. When a strong young lion stands growling over a sheep it has killed, it is not frightened by the shouts and noise of a whole crowd of shepherds. In the same way, the Lord of heaven's army, okay, which that's the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, okay, it says will come down and fight on Mount Zion." Okay, so the Lord, he's not worried about you know uh anything that Esau has set up, man. you know a lion only knows one thing: to tear. you know and that's what's going to happen, man. you know they're not going to be worried about those what Esau got going on. It says, "As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also he will deliver it." Okay? So the same way that the Lord, is going to come to defend, Jerusalem, okay? Those chariots is the same way that he's going to deliver the elect, okay? The Lord is going to come to defend the elect with chariots, and he's going to come to deliver the elect with chariots. Okay, it says, "And passing over, he will preserve it." Okay? Um It says, "Turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted." Okay, it says, "For in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for a sin." It says, "Then shall the Assyrian fall with the sword, not of a mighty man, and the sword not of a mean man shall devour him." It says, "But he shall flee from the sword, and his young men shall be discomfited." Okay, it says the Assyrians will be destroyed, but not by the swords of men. Okay, it says the sword of God will strike them, and they will panic and flee. The strong young Assyrians will be taken away captive. So yeah, Esau is going to go into slavery. Okay, the elite of Esau. Okay, um, you always see it in movies. The top guys are always protected. And preserved. You know, and then the regular people that are round about, they don't really care about them. But they'll say, "Oh, the president got to be saved," or this person that is top of something, they have to be saved, and they got escape routes for this person. But the regular civilians, you gotta die. you know that's how Esau gets down. It says, "And he shall pass over to his stronghold for fear, and his princes shall be afraid of the ensign, saith the Lord, whose fire is in Zion, and his furnace in Jerusalem." Okay, so you know yeah, man, Esau is going to be shown that he's not a god, man. They're in the hand of the Lord. you know and the Lord is gonna crush them, man. That day when Yahawashi returns is going to be a gloriful day. Okay, but with that, man, I could be wrong about their motive. About why they going to do it. It could be true. You know, I just know that the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to fight. You know, during that day, and they're going to lose. Okay, so with that, um, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to say a shalom till next time.